All right, saddle up, partners, and gather around the digital campfire, because your old Trobos of Tales, Virginia's history to discover, is already on demand, and in just these part of the dispense mention, gun-shirt aside, and downright delightful pages of W.C. Tuttle's Sundog Loot. And let me tell you, this ain't no Sunday school picnic. This is pure, unadulterated, classic Western pulp, and I am here for it. Yeehaw! If you're looking for a story that smells of trail dust, gunpowder, and just a hint of that old Jew's harp twang, then W.C. Tuttle has delivered a whole wagon load with Sundog Loot. First off, let's meet our hero, Sheriff Brick Davidson. Now, Brick ain't your typical square-jawed, silent type. No, sir. He's got hair the color of a new brick, hence the name. Clever, huh? A freckled face and a grin that can charm a rattlesnake out of its boots, or get him into a whole heap of trouble. He's the kind of sheriff who'd rather be rolling a cigarette with his feet on the desk than filling out paperwork, but don't let that fool you. When the lead starts flying, Brick's got grit. And who's riding alongside him? His deputy, Harp Harris. Oh, Harp! This lanky, Ichabod Crane-looking cowpoke is a whole mood. He's got ears that stick out like barn doors in a gale, a face etched with hope and despair, with despair predominating. Love for his Jew's harp that is both baffling and strangely endearing. His music could probably curdle milk at 50 paces, but it soothes his soul. And honestly, Harp's mournful tunes, and even more mournful pronouncements, are half the fun of this book. Then there's Silent Slade, the big 9-bar 9 cowboy who, true to ironic Western form, can talk the leg off an iron stove. He's Brick and Harp's loyal compadre, always ready with a dry observation or a fist if the situation calls for it. The banter between these three, pure gold, folks. It's snappy, it's sarcastic, and it feels as real as a well-worn saddle. Now, Sundog County ain't exactly a peaceful paradise. A crime wave has hit, stagecoach robberies, a bank heist. The Red Hill stage gets plundered for its gold, the Red Rock stage is relieved of its cash, and then masked bandits waltz into the Silverton Bank and make off with $5,000, all while a convenient fire distracts the whole town. Classic. And the descriptions of the robbers? Contradictory as a politician's promises. One's big, one's small, one's tall, one's medium. Brick figures it must be 3 different outfits. And what do the county commissioners, a sour-faced trio named Grant, Hendricks, and the ever-sarcastic Leach, decide to do? Do they trust their brick-hailing sheriff? Heck no. They send for a professional range detective. The nerve. Brick's supposed to just go along like he's been going, while this fancy city slicker, or so they imagine, solves everything. You can just feel Brick's temper simmering under that calm exterior. The plot thickens faster than gravy on a coal plate. There's electioneering in the air, with Brick's rival, the loud-mouthed Hank Stagg, looking to snag the sheriff's star. And Soapy Caswell, the influential cattleman and banker, he's losing money hand over fist, and making it known that if Brick don't catch these varmints, his political career is drier than a desert well. But the heart of this story, for me, ain't just the robberies. It's the characters and the wild events that unfold. We get a grizzly bear escape in Silverton that is pure, unadulterated chaos. Little Wizard Malloy, a 5-year-old tyke with a spur that trips him every other step, finds himself face to face with this raging beast. And who rides to the rescue, literally leaping onto the grizzly's back and shooting it out? Our very own Brick Davidson. The scene is cinematic, it's thrilling, it's a little bit bonkers, and it's pure Western heroism. Baldy Malloy, Whizzer's paw, is so overcome he can only utter God, and then proceeds to punch out a fella named McGill for sneering at Brick's heroism. You gotta love Baldy. Then poor Baldy himself meets a tragic end when his stage goes plunging off the Elk Cannon grade. And little Whizzer? Vanished. The search for the boy is heartbreaking, and the mystery deepens when Brick discovers Baldy was shot before the crash. A .45 caliber bullet, no less. The new detective, Santel, arrives, a tow-headed stranger with a fancy rig and a quiet, watchful air. He's a gunman, through and through, and Miss Miller, the new schoolteacher, who Harp is hilariously and disastrously trying to serenade at 4 a.m., recognizes him from some sheep and cattle trouble up in Idaho. Seems Santel has a bit of a reputation as a hired gun. Things get really messy. Brick suspects Joe Mastano, a half-breed rancher, of rustling cattle and supplying cheap meat to the mines. His investigation leads him and Harp to Mastano's ranch, where they're chased out, lose their horses, and Harp gets a knife in the shoulder from Mastano's wife. They even find Whizzer Malloy hidden in a tunnel at Mastano's place, along with a half-breed baby. The plot twists and turns like a bucking bronco. There's the dynamiting of Brick's office, the attempted murder of Soapy Caswell, buckshot in the dark, and all the while the mystery of who's behind the Sundog loot robberies and Baldy's murder hangs heavy in the air. Santel, the professional detective, comes up with his own theory that Brick, Harp, and Silent are the culprits. Oh, the irony. But Santel has his own secrets, and his connection to Baldy Malloy. They were brothers, and Whizzer was named after Santel, leads to a climactic, gun-blazing showdown in the Shorthorn Saloon. Leach, the smarmy commissioner, is revealed as the mastermind, using Hank Stagg and Ike Weldon, the drunken stage driver, as his pawns. Meacham, the bank cashier, was in on it too, and Leach's brother-in-law, no less. It was a whole Idaho-based conspiracy to loot Sundog County, discredit Brick, and install their own man as sheriff. The final shootout is pure Western mayhem. Bullets fly, men fall, and in the end, justice, rough and ready, is served. Santel gets his revenge on Leach, but dies in the process, clearing his name somewhat. Brick, though wounded, brings down the rest of the gang. What I love about Sundog Loot is W.C. Tuttle's storytelling. It's fast-paced, packed with action, and brimming with colorful characters and even more colorful dialogue. The humor is dry and witty, especially in the interactions between Brick, Harp, and Silent. Harp's disastrous attempts at romance and his Jew's harp serenades are laugh-out-loud funny, providing perfect comic relief amidst the gunfights and mystery. Tuttle paints a vivid picture of a raw, untamed West where life is cheap but loyalty and courage still count for something. The mysteries are cleverly plotted with plenty of red herrings and surprising reveals. You really feel like you're riding alongside these characters, smelling the dust and feeling the tension. Is it high literature? Maybe not. But is it a rip-roaring, page-turning, thoroughly enjoyable slice of classic Western adventure with a solid mystery at its core? You bet your last silver dollar it is. I'm giving W.C. Tuttle's Sundog Loot a hearty 4.5 Spurgeonling stars out of 5. It's a fantastic example of the genre and a heck of a good time. So, what do you cowpokes think? Have you ever stumbled across a W.C. Tuttle gem? Let me know your favorite classic westerns in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little powwow, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next thrilling tale from my book-hoarding bunkhouse. Until then, keep your powder dry and your pages turning. Adios, amigos.